how about your game of the week?
I have a couple actually that I could talk about. First of all, I want to mention Torna. I started it. I've played about 3 hours, and I've been very impressed with the first 3 hours. The battle system is very different, but I'm still in the early days, so I'm not really sure how it's going to develop, but I like how different it is from Xenoblade 2. You basically use the driver and the blade together and you can switch between them. It's quite interesting. But I'm not quite as keen on it as I was on Xenoblade 2, but I'm sure that will change as I play more. The graphics and how the game runs compared to Xenoblade 2 is night and day. I can't believe how like big of a difference there is. The first world that you start on Torna looks absolutely beautiful. And
are the environments as big as they are in Xenoblade?
I don't know, because I haven't really seen the extent. There's 3 altogether, as far as I'm aware, and Gormott is in Torna, so there's 2 new ones basically. And yeah, like I played Torna and then went back to Xenoblade 2, and I did a battle on Xenoblade 2, and it was running at like 15-20 frames a second. It was at a snail's pace. And I only noticed it because I'd played Torna, and I think if I hadn't played Torna, I probably would have just been not noticed it at all. But there's a really big difference. Like, Torna still has a few problems when you fast travel. The assets still have to load in, which is annoying. But in terms of how it looks, the resolution and how like consistent the frame rate is, Torna is way, way better. And it goes to show that if they'd had time to finish Xenoblade 2 properly, then it could have been a little bit of a different experience.
Strange how, because they've gone and optimised it for Torna, that they haven't gone back to the original code for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and, fixed it, basically.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it would have just taken them too long. Maybe it was released way ahead of schedule. But anyway, the story is great. The voice acting is fantastic in Torna. Much, like the general overall standard is much higher, I would say, than in Xenoblade 2. So yeah, I'll keep going with that. I stuck on Shakedown Hawaii, which is the sequel to Retro City Rampage. It's the 16-bit version, and it's great. I'm having a great time with it. It's very reminiscent of GTA 2 on the PS1. So I've played about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and just started the story. The story's funny, lots of parodies, lots of good jokes. It's over the top. In this game, you can take over businesses, and basically you have to build your empire back. So you play the main character's losing his empire. I think he's like got a video rental empire, and streaming is taken over. So basically, you have to sort of take over other businesses and industries to compete with streaming. And some of the jokes are a little bit on the nose. It's quite funny. Like you take over an energy company and you change it from Diet Coke into gamer fuel, which then you market to gamers. So it's like runs parallel to real life in a way, but it's interesting. The graphics are really nice. You can change the style. So you can have like SNES style graphics, or you can have like Genesis style or PC style, which changes the colors a little bit and the look of the world. But yeah, it definitely looks a lot nicer than Retro City Rampage, even though they're going for the same thing, 8-bit and 16-bit. Like the clarity of 16-bit is much better. The controls are very tight, like good shooting mechanics, good driving mechanics. So I'll keep going with that.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give us a like if you've enjoyed our content. You can also check out our other great content on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and the N-E Café podcast from all good podcast providers. Just follow the links in the description below.